It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we're glad that you're joining us for the Tulsa World Scene podcast. I'm here with Grace Wood of the Tulsa World. Our colleague Jimmy Trammell is on holiday, and we wish that we wish him safe travels and want him to know that we are terribly envious. He did, however, leave behind something for us to talk about. Are you familiar, Grace, with the band Lynyrd Skynyrd?
I am familiar with Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Are you a fan of Lynyrd? How much do you know about Lynyrd Skynyrd?
I actually didn't know very much, but last summer, I saw like half of a documentary about them, so I know a little bit more than I used to.
Well, this year is the 45th anniversary of a plane crash that decimated the band, and they had just released an album and they were on tour, and several people were killed, including the two members of the band that were from Oklahoma, a brother and sister, Cassie and Steve Gaines, as well as the band's chief songwriter and leader, Ronnie Van Zant. One of the people who survived the crash was a drummer named Artimus Pyle, and Jimmy will have an interview with him about his experiences with the band, about the crash itself, and how he is trying to continue to pay tribute to those who lost their lives in this one of the more tragic events in rock and roll. Planes and rock and roll have never gone well. I know, there's Stevie Ray Vaughan, there's Buddy Holly, there's Sam Cooke, Jim Croce. I mean, there's a lot of people that have careers cut short by airplane mishaps.
John Denver too. Did you say John Denver?
Oh, and John Denver. No, I didn't. Yes. And so yeah, there's a whole lot of that. So anyway, Jimmy will have that story in for us for Sunday. On a slightly more positive and upbeat note, most people in Tulsa, when they're wanting to get out into the country without necessarily leaving the city limits, head for Woodward Park. And you have something about an event going on there and what it will mean for the park from here on out.
Yeah, so the Tulsa Garden Center, which is the private group that's responsible for a lot of the care and upkeep of the park, they're hosting its annual fundraiser called Wine and Roses next Saturday. And this organization really runs completely off of grants and donations. So this fundraiser is super important to them, obviously. So to kind of preview the fundraiser, I spoke to the Garden Center's director of development just to learn all about like what the money from the past fundraisers has gone to in terms of the park and what projects they're hoping to get more money for in the future. And one of these future projects that I thought was super interesting was that the Garden Center is going to be working on new Native American contemplative gardens at the park. And these gardens are just kind of meant to honor the rich Native American history that's all around us in Oklahoma. It's going to honor the Cherokee, Osage, and the Muskogee Creek tribes. And this is especially important for the park because it was built on the land allotment that belonged to a young girl named Helen Woodward in 1909. And she was of the Muskogee and Creek descent. So, and I actually didn't know that. I didn't know about the story of Helen Woodward before researching this article. So that was super interesting to learn about. And if anybody wants to learn more about Woodward Park and what they have going on in the fundraiser, my article will come out this Saturday in print and online.
Okay. All right.
And Mike Simons took really cool photos.
Mike Simon always takes really cool photos.
They were so cool. I literally texted him and I was like, these are so sick, Mike. Thank you.
All our photographers do wonderful jobs, but
Yeah.
every so often one of them comes through with something better than normal for them. So that's very good indeed. So, all right. Well, did, did they talk about what sort of plants would be needed to make this um, uh, in line with, whatever beliefs of the various nations and tribes are going to be involved?
We actually didn't really get into that too
Okay.
much, but I know it's going to involve several different tree species. I'm just not sure totally which ones.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see when those plans get more detailed as we go on.
So, okay. Sorry, I should have put my phone farther away from me, so I didn't get bothered by that. Okay. Well, coming this Sunday, we are going to have an interview with one of the leads performers in the musical Hades Town, which comes to Tulsa September 27 through early October 2nd, I think, whatever Sunday is. I didn't double check that before I started talking. Typical of me. This is was the most honored musical of the 2018-2019 Broadway season. It was nominated for 14 Tony Awards and won 8, including Best Musical and Best Score. One thing that is unique about it, or at least highly unusual, is that, well, no, it is unique. It is one of only, I believe, 4 musicals that where they were written by one person. They wrote the music, they wrote the lyrics, they wrote the book, and won Tony Awards for all of those. And she is also the only woman to have done that. So, and we talked with Kimberly Maribel, who plays the role of Persephone. How up are you on Greek mythology or Roman mythology?
I used to like it a lot. I feel like a lot of kids went through like a Greek mythology phase. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Well, it was part of the curriculum when I was in high school. But anyway, Persephone is sort of the queen of the underworld, although she doesn't like it there, and she demands that she be, she's married to Hades, who rules the underworld. But she only agreed to do that if she was allowed to live up on the surface half the year. And so that's why we have spring and summer. And then when Hades comes and drags her back down, we get fall and winter. In this one, this is kind of a mashup of that story and of Orpheus and Eurydice, which are 2 lovers, one of whom the woman gets taken down into Hades and put to work, and Orpheus, her paramour, comes down to try to get her out, and complications ensue. It's got a very jazz vibe to the music, very high energy performances. It touches on a lot of, and it's not done as Greek mythology. It's kind of done in almost kind of a steampunk kind of atmosphere. It touches on climate change, on workers' rights, and amid all these heavy things, there's a love story. It's going to be something else. And the interesting thing about our interview with Ms. Maribel is that she plays Persephone, who is always wanting to escape from Hades. And her performances in Tulsa are going to be her last performances before she leaves the tour. So she's sort of getting out of Hades when she gets out of performing here in Tulsa. So that'll be coming this Sunday. A few weeks ago, you talked to us about is it Nathan Wright from the group Count Tutu, was doing a song project. I guess the latest iteration of that is coming out.
Yes, it's his second release coming out for his project where he's releasing a new song and accompanying music video every 6 weeks for a year. And they kind of all revolve around some of the same themes of like capitalism and social media and the internet and stuff like that, and how that's affecting us as a society. So it's very, very deep and intricate music. So it's very interesting to listen to. And yeah, he has a second release coming out this week. So I'll have an interview with him, and his music video and song will be posted on our website too. So that'll
Okay.
be there sometime this weekend or Monday. That'll come out.
Okay. And coming up, we will have our review of the Hemingway, which is Chef Trevor Tack's new steakhouse concept. It's located in the basement of an apartment building on Cherry Street, 1515 East 15th Street, I believe is the actual address. The atmosphere and design of the physical restaurant is really impressive. The service is great. The food is got some really interesting things going on, and we'll explore all of that in an upcoming issue of the Tulsa World, which you can find at fine newsstands everywhere and online at tulsaworld.com, where you can also see this video and many more like them on all kinds of subjects, not just the fascinating things that we share with you every week. And we do appreciate that you do share this time with us every week. And we hope that you all are doing well. And on behalf of Grace Wood and myself, we wish you a pleasant good day. And thank you, Miss Ellerbach, wherever you are.